KETK News is your local election headquarters, and thank you very much tonight for joining us for this digital special regarding the upcoming March 3rd primary, exactly 2 weeks from today. So now let me introduce our panel tonight, and joining me tonight is Katie Owens from the League of Women Voters and Karen Nelson from the Smith County Elections Office, Lana Rocha from the Texas Tribune in Austin, as well as our state capital reporter, bureau reporter, that's Wes Rappaport, and KETK's My Owens. So right now we will begin. The first thing we'll do tonight is begin with Katie. So what basics do we need to know about voting, and not just the March 3rd primary in general?
Well, basic things to know about voting is your polling location. So where should you actually go vote? And you can find a full list of those on your county elections website. And you also need to know what identification to bring with you. Driver's license, state identification card, passport, that full list can be found on the Secretary of State's website. What
is your #1 concern about the primary election coming up on the 3rd?
Always voter turnout.
Yeah.
How many people show up to vote?
Because people love to complain, they love to talk and whatever, but they don't like to show up and finally put their feet to their prayers, as my mom used to say.
Yeah, exactly. So voter education is a big thing as well. We also want to make sure voters are educated about what's on the ballot, who's on the ballot. So there are plenty of resources for that out there. League of Women Voters does a nonpartisan voters guide, which can be found at vote411.org.
Say that once again, because I'm going to hit Karen with this once again. But again, we're going to build us a graphic here. But what we get in the newsroom is so many people, they wait to the last minute, and then they call us. Who's up for re-election? This, that, and where do I go to vote? Yeah.
County elections websites have polling location information and times. All of that, as Karen can speak to. And then what's on the ballot, I'm repping League of Women Voters, so vote411.org. Which has information about everyone and everything that's on the ballot.
Now, what are you guys doing just to make sure there's integrity in the voting process?
Well,
because everyone likes to, they also call the newsroom, hey, something weird's going on here, and we have to go through all that.
Yeah, exactly. So we actually, I have notes about that.
That's okay. Go to your notes.
Yeah, we closely monitor the Secretary of State's website or work to make sure that they are following federal and state voting procedures.
And you can just Google that if you're at home, and it has, as Ed McMahon used to say, everything you want to know is right there, correct?
Exactly. Secretary of State's website or the League of Women Voters website. We also have an election protection coalition through the State League. So if there are issues at a polling location or anything else, voters can call 866-OUR-VOTE.
866-OUR-VOTE. Say it again.
866-OUR-VOTE.
All right.
And report any issues with polling locations, whether it's not open or there's the machines aren't working or just anything that's going on can be reported there, and the League of Women Voters will work to try to fix that.
And you guys are nonpartisan.
Nonpartisan. Yep.
So what's the best way for people to find out about the candidates?
Again, vote411.org, and you can actually pull up your particular ballot all the way down to your precinct to see who exactly is on the ballot. A lot of candidates answer questions for us, and then we publish that information online. All candidates are asked the same questions regardless of party affiliations. There's specific questions to the office that they're running for. And it's a great way just for voters to be able to compare. This is what candidate A is saying and candidate B, or this is what they're.
And you can compare and contrast.
Compare and contrast. Yeah, you can pull them up side by side and look at them and choose, and at the end then you can print out a list of who you would like to vote for and take that with you.
Now, let me ask you this once again, so because I've done this before, especially when we have propositions and that sort of thing, because it's all written by lawyers, and sometimes you have to say yes to say no and this and that or whatever. So it is legal, it is okay to make yourself out a little cheat sheet, little crib sheet there, and you can walk in and you can use that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to talk to you in a second. We're winding up right now with the League of Women Voters. Now, here's one change that makes things different this year, right? And tell me if I'm wrong. Lawmakers passed a bill during the last session that bans mobile polling locations. That means election officials cannot underline take voting equipment to places like nursing homes and retirement homes like they've done before. Officials say mobile voting was mainly used in rural areas where a permanent location would be too expensive.
It's incredibly sad because it was so cost effective. We would bring voting out to an area for a day or a half a day and take care of hundreds of people, and now it's gone.
Well, she's not happy about that. It would cost millions of dollars to replace those voting stations to permanent polling places. So we'll move along with this. A concern that some East Texans have is getting their absentee ballot in on time, and for some has been a lot of trouble for them. A Tyler resident, that's Carol Grant, and one of her neighbors both mailed in their absentee ballots earlier this month. Now, Grant's was returned 2 times by the U.S. Postal Service and found that her neighbors had come back as well. They worried the glitch would prevent them from voting. So, Administrator of Elections for Smith County contacted the postmaster. She's just to my right here, and here's what they found. The absentee ballot envelopes were apparently being fed into the mail machine incorrectly, causing it to, what's the song by Elvis, return to sender, right?
2 days later, they said, well, you can buy another envelope and put it in there and mail it to us, or you can bring it into the office. And I said, yeah, I can do that now. But I said, what about other people who are definitely confined at home? That's what the absentee ballot is for the people that can't get out to vote.
Smith County Elections Administrator Karen Nelson says they've been working to correct the issue with the help of the aforementioned postmaster. Speaking of Karen Nelson right now, we'll open the floor up to her. So again, you're our go-to person. I know sometimes you get tired of hearing from us. So let's talk about the voting early as well as Election Day. What are some of the biggest problems you see? Because here, once again, we have people, God love you, God bless you, we love your phone call, who at the last minute decide they want to vote and they don't know where to go. But what about you? Those are my problems. What about your problems?
Well, I think most people don't know if they are registered or if they're not registered.
How do they know?
So you can actually go to votetexas.gov and you can put in some identifying information for yourself.
Say that address one more time.
Votetexas.gov.
Okay.
And you can look up to see if you're registered, and you can always call the elections office and find out. But a lot of people don't realize, you know, am I registered, am I not registered? And then a lot of people don't realize for a big election like this that we have 2 full weeks of early voting, and that includes Saturday and Sunday.
Which is great. That's usually when I do mine.
And then our last week is 7 to 7.
Okay. Now, whatever you do, do not go down there with the old voter registration card. Don't do that. You say you just need a picture ID, right? Talk about that.
So there's 7 forms of ID.
7.
So most of them are your normal, you know, driver's license, Texas ID, election identification.
Concealed carry.
Conceal and carry, military ID, passport, and birth certificate, I believe.
Yep.
You're catching me off guard.
No, you're right. No, you're right. Because we're actually quoting you. We had that story at 5 o'clock this afternoon. We're quoting you, absolutely. And I know both of you, thank you very much for being here and facing the heat, because this is a whole lot of stuff for people to comprehend. That's why you're so gracious to be here with us to educate people, because just look at the sample ballot and it's like, whoa, where'd that come from? So keep going.
Well, we have a lot of sample ballots because we have a lot of different things on the ballot. So if you're in one precinct, you may have a different JP, you may have a different person that's running for a precinct chair. But then also about the IDs, it's important to also note that if you don't have a photo ID, there's still options for you to vote. You can vote an impediment declaration.
Impediment declaration.
And that means you're registered to vote, but you don't possess one of those forms of ID. Okay. And you can bring in something else. You could bring in your voter registration card.
Okay, so that's okay then. Okay. All right. So where can we all get a sample ballot? Because, you know, we had a nice argument in the newsroom a couple of days ago about just Google where you live and whatever, but not everybody enjoys the Google or the Tweeter, as they used to call it, or whatever. So for the most part, where can you find that out?
Well, we have people come into our office all the time and ask for a sample ballot, but they're also available at smith-county.com.
Say it again.
smith-county.com under the elections page, and we have sample ballots to print out.
Sounds good. So again, we have sample ballots right here. They are yellow, but you can also, of course, get one online, look at it there, or you can pick one up down to the where?
Elections office, 302 East Ferguson.
And you can make your, like I said before, a little cheat sheet, this, that, or whatever, in your notes, and they are, it is legal to do it.
Yes, you can actually bring in that sample ballot with your choices marked.
All right, it sounds good. Sounds good. So, once again, we move on to this. One of the highly contested races in our state right now as this go around is a battle for the U.S. Senate. Incumbent John Cornyn has 4 Republican challengers, and there are 12 Democrats who want to turn that seat blue. KETK State Capitol reporter Wes Rappaport breaks it down as those dozen Democrat candidates face off tonight.
Hey there, we are just gearing up for this Democratic Senate candidate debate here in Austin. We are just a few moments away from this thing getting started, and it's a crowded field. Everybody trying to secure that Democratic nomination to challenge Republican incumbent John Cornyn. Real quick on the Republican side, Cornyn, a longtime senator and a long-time, essentially a career politician at this point. He has a few challenges of his own. The Republican primary not nearly as competitive, though, as this Democratic primary that we are facing here. 12 candidates who are running for this Democratic nomination, and let's talk about him. MJ Hager leading the pack according to a new poll out from the Texas Tribune and the University of Texas. She's leading that pack at 22%. Everybody else falling below double digits, falling within a 5% range, from 9% down to about 4 or 5%. Christina Sinsun Ramirez, Chris Bell, Amanda Edwards, Royce West, Annie Garcia, Seymour Hernandez, all falling in that 5 to about 9% range according to this poll. But something to note here, 34% of Texans polled said they'd support someone else. So, you know, looking for a candidate to break out here in this debate. Will they trade blows? Will they play nice like they have on the campaign trail to this point so far? We will have, of course, complete coverage right here on the news later tonight, and, of course, complete coverage as we prepare you for the March primary on March 3rd. For now, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Do you have anything to say about that race?
I'm going to refer that to Katie Owens.
What about you?
All right. Yeah, I think the important thing to note is, at least on the Democratic side, there's not really a front runner there. Most voters don't know who they're going to vote for. And there's some differences between the UT Tyler Dallas Morning News poll that came out earlier in the month and the recent Texas Tribune University of Texas poll. It looks like MJ Hager is pulling ahead somewhat, but again, voters are still pretty divided, and that election is likely going to go to a runoff in May. So if you're voting in the Democratic primary, that's something to pay attention to, because you'll want to go vote again in that.
So it is voting season. Now, we have our normal municipal elections in May, but we would also have a runoff just in case one is needed, right? Yeah. Do you know what day that would be in May?
May 29th.
May 29th.
Yeah.
When is the municipal election?
May 2nd.
May 2nd. It's the first weekend in May. All right. So it is election season, isn't it? All right. Now we're going to go to our Skype interview we did earlier today with the Texas Tribune political reporter. We'll roll that tape. Our digital special continues tonight with Lana Rocha. She's our special guest right now from the Texas Tribune. She now joins me via Skype. So, Lana, thank you very much for being with us. So walk us through this very extensive guideline that you have for the March 3rd election at the Texas Tribune.
It is just that. I mean, if you're heading out to the polls, you definitely want to check it out. You just go to texastribune.org, and near the top of our page, click on how to vote, and it'll take you there. There you can type in your address to see what state house and Senate seats you'll be voting on. Check out the statewide candidates that everybody who goes to the polls will see on their ballot, and then also resources, links to local city, county, municipalities, and jurisdictions for those elections. Yeah, it's very comprehensive. It tells you, what to bring with you, what to keep in mind. I personally do my research ahead of time and kind of note my selections on a piece of paper that you can bring to the booth with you.
That's very important, because I can't tell you, on election day in the newsroom, we always get the last minute panicky phone calls. Where do I vote? What do I do? This, that, or whatever. So what should people know when they go to the poll?
Yeah, well, as far as polling locations, a lot of counties, Travis County here in Austin is one of them that, you can you're not subject to your precinct. You can vote county-wide and go wherever there's a voting sign or voting location. So that's important. People still, maybe want to vote in their precincts, and they can check out that and find out where that is, again, with links on our voter guide. Also, we know it's gone through the courts and a lot of, subtle, important changes over the years, but voter ID, you do want to make sure if you're heading to the polls that you have a valid photo ID. There's one of 6 or 7 different types that are approved that you can bring with you that'll qualify. If you don't, you can sign something that says, you had an impediment to bringing that ID, and you can still cast a ballot, perhaps bring other documentation. We have all that information right now at texastribune.org. Again, click on how to vote near the top.
Let's talk about the importance of these judicial races, both at the county and state level this go around.
Yeah, there's a lot of Democratic optimism in those races this cycle. We spoke with some of the party leaders who said the past 3 or 4 election cycles, they've had to kind of appeal to any qualified attorney they could to see if they would run as a Democrat on the ballot. Now, for the 2 highest courts, you have 14 Democrats running for 7 open seats. It's unprecedented. I think they're banking on the fact that it's going to be a high turnout year with the presidential election at the top of the ticket. They're hard races to run, though. They're down ballot, low voter or low name ID, I should say, kind of different spending limits, but they're critical. Life and death decisions are made in the hands of these judges, and so they're very important, though, again, because they're down ballot, they're often, people are, just picking a name when it gets there.
So as the population grows and changes, also the voting patterns changing just a bit, but what are some of the more high profile things we should be looking at? Because there was just a special election down in the Houston area. Democrats were really hanging their hat on that, and remarkably, the Republican won, and that kind of set everybody back on their heels just a little bit. What elections are you watching there?
Yeah, that was a miscalculation, I think, largely on the Democrats' part. It was kind of an expected loss for the Democrats, and it turned out to be an embarrassing loss for them, given the amount of resources and, big names that weighed in and endorsed in that race for the Democrat, Liz Markowitz. And so that might not be a true indicator of what we can expect as the population continues to grow in this state. I think a lot of people were hopeful looking at the suburbs, looking at Fort Bend County. Of course, again, Fort Bend County wasn't that whole district, and so that's where the miscalculation came in. But looking at the suburbs out of the 2018 races, I think you do have some concerns. Californians or different people moving here from the coast, eventually skewing the electorate here in Texas more purple, perhaps. But it can also mean more representation in the halls of Congress as our numbers grow in sheer as the number of people grows, our representation can grow as far as adding seats in the U.S. House of Representatives. So there's that aspect, and then of course we know we're on the cusp of becoming a majority-minority state, and you can't really paint minorities in one, saying they always vote Republican or Democrat. It's an interesting electorate or group, if you will, of a demographic there, and so you can't really say exactly how it'll skew there, but there's a lot of different ways you can answer that question, as I just kind of highlighted.
There are 3 voting machine vendors and 7 machines approved by the state. So from your reporting, what should county administrators be doing to ensure a smooth election process?
Test, 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 and retest, and good communication with their counties. I mean, where the votes will be cast. So I think nobody wants to become the next Iowa, or given what happened with the Iowa Democratic caucuses there, and not really testing a new app or new technology. I think that they just want to kind of look at all the worst case scenarios, have troubleshoots ready for those, so it doesn't, impede anybody's vote. But right now on TexasTribune.org, we have a story from our demographics reporter, Alexa Ura, that people who experience challenges in voting, any array of those, can fill out a form on our site. We want to hear from you and see what the situation looks like across Texas.
Would you like to speak at all about the mess that happened in Iowa at all?
Well, I mean, again, I don't think Texas wants to become, no state wants to become another Iowa. We did hear rumblings from state Democrats that the state election leaders were telling them that they might not have granular data needed to apportion a good lump of the delegates for the Democrats on election night. After our reporting, they didn't initially respond, but the Texas Secretary of State's office did respond after we published our story, saying that there's no truth to that they are rolling out, and they have rolled out new updates to their system, so counties and precincts can be reporting that data to the state, and they have all the totals by election night, Super Tuesday, March 3rd.
So before we let you go, what else should people know, whether they're voting early or going to cast their vote on the actual voting day, March the 3rd?
look at the dates. That's another aspect of our voter guide that's very helpful, looking when you have to have your mail-in ballots in or request for this or that. Again, today on the 17th, or 18th, pardon me, misinformation there. Today, on Tuesday, February 18th, early voting starts, and when it runs through, March 3rd is the actual primary. So all those dates are on our voter guide as well, in addition to voter ID information, polling location, and who you'll see on the ballot.
Alana, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody have any comment about what we just talked about?
Well, I don't have anything. I'm sorry.
What about you? It's okay. It's okay.
No, she's right about all of that. Yeah, I think Texas is going to do a better job than I.
Oh my gosh! I said
counting our primary.
I sat there watching that, going, somebody's going to be in big trouble about that, and they were. All right, move along right now as we continue with everything you need to know about this election season. Volunteers have been hard at work making sure everything goes smoothly. Right there, you go. KETK My Owns right now shows us what that looks like and what you can expect when you step inside the vaunted voting booth.
Every year, volunteers are learning the ins and outs.
They'll be checked in to make sure that they're registered to vote.
Of machines at the center of the election.
And that'll be taken back to the elections office at night.
It's a huge responsibility people like Donna Goodwin take seriously.
It is a service to our community and to our nation ultimately, and it just makes me know that I have a little invested part in everything about liberty.
She's been assisting voters at the polls for the past 50 years. Now she's among others from both political parties, Democratic and Republican, all learning how to assist others.
A lot of people haven't voted and are voting and don't know how to vote.
Get more familiar with the machines and the machinery, because these things are set up to do all the work for you. But there's a process that has to be followed.
For every voter who walks in the door, after showing their photo ID, they'll be given an activator card that goes into their machine. Next, voters will choose their selection, casting their vote. Once finished, all your choices will appear on the screen. By printing your card, you then move to a scanner, where you'll insert your paper. There's a lot of information volunteers need to know when it comes to Election Day. So to help, the county is making sure every polling station is equipped with one of these. And inside, volunteers will find binders and information they need to make sure that this election cycle runs smoothly. During the 2019 election, counties across East Texas reported issues with voting machines, causing confusion among voters. This year, the Elections Committee is hoping to prepare for everything.
For one, we're going to have all 5 early voting locations open, so that'll help. And then, like I said, we're deploying all of our resources out, and extra clerks also will be out.
The goal is to make the process easy.
This is only the second countywide election that we've used it, and so we need to just familiarize everyone with it.
Ensuring voting day is successful. My Owens, KETK News.
All right, so Katie, why are trained poll workers so important?
Oh, well, because voters don't know what they're doing when they go vote.
No.
And these are new machines. The November elections for the constitutional amendment, low turnout, not a lot of people voted. So for most people going to vote, this is going to be the first time they use those machines.
I was boring you guys with the story. It happened to me. I showed up to vote early like I always do, just to make sure I don't mess up. And so now it's different. And Carol, I'm going to let you talk to this. You do what you normally do, and then they give you something else, and then you go and you put it somewhere else.
We're actually called a paper ballot county now.
There you go.
So you're actually going to be voting on a touch screen, and then your choices are printed out on a ballot card, and then the voter feeds that into a tabulator before they leave.
Now, what's the other type of counting?
All electronic, which we had before these machines.
But it's better to have this.
It's better because
you have a receipt.
It's not really a receipt, but it's a paper trail.
So go through this one more time, because people go, oh, hold on, well, what's this again? So you go, you vote like you did before, like I did before. But when you're done with that, what happens?
You print out the ballot card. It shows you everything that you voted on. So you're able to look at that. And then when you're satisfied with that, you go and feed it into what's called the DS200, but it's a tabulator. And so you feed that in, it drops it in the ballot box and counts it right then.
And then there you go. So you know right then, there it is. All right. Anything else you want to mention before we move on?
About training, you know, we've done 20 training classes trying to prepare all of our volunteers. We have over 300 people that will be out working on Election Day.
Absentee ballots?
We have a lot of absentee ballots that have gone out. I can't remember the number, but I know it's about 3,000.
Let me ask you, so to qualify to vote absentee, what qualifications must you hit?
Well, now you don't have to have anything to vote absentee as far as early voting, but if you want to vote by mail, there are some stipulations.
Okay.
Over 65 or disabled, if you're confined to jail, or if you're going to be out of the county on election day.
Okay, all right, sounds good. All right. Just last week, one of the oldest members of the Texas Supreme Court was in East Texas. This court has a final say for civil cases, creating change in our state's judicial system. Chief Justice, that's Nathan Hecht, noted two major priorities for what this could be his last term in office. He was very vocal about why he believes Texas has a bad track record of keeping people in jail way too long. Simply, he says, because they can't afford to pay their bail, including the shoplifting case of a grandmother who spent months behind bars because she couldn't pay for her release.
Liberty, public safety, the taxpayers, common sense, all demand better.
Now, another major issue that Hecht has, he's been very vocal about, is the election of state judges. And right now, voters elect them in Texas, but the Chief Justice believes this could pose some problems, pointing how some judges are chosen because of their political party instead of their legal merit and qualifications. That's certainly controversial. Another race to keep an eye on, it's going to be the ballot statewide railroad commissioner. Everybody gets this wrong. Okay, this is oil and gas. It's not about the railroad or whatever. Republican incumbent Ryan Sitton is going to be facing James Wright, and currently there are 4 Democrats in the running. Now remember this, the commissioner doesn't actually control the railroads. Can't say it enough, especially for newcomers. The agency actually regulates the oil and gas industry and gas utilities along with mining. Got that? No railroad. So I'll open this up to anybody right now. Is there something specifically that we should be keeping our eyes on?
Well, I just think the railroad commissioner race is always really important for East Texas. I
Oil and
teach
gas.
in Kilgore, so
tell us about that.
A lot of my students are, their parents work in the oil fields, or they come in and take classes before they go back out and work in the oil fields. So that's always something that I think is really important for this area. The railroad commissioners make policy, and they regulate how much oil and natural gas and minerals are being taken from our land. So that's just important for us.
Where did they take this in school? Why it was ever called the Railroad Commission to begin with?
Because originally they regulated the railroad.
Well, there you go. So it moved on, though. It moved on and moved on.
Did,
but see,
yeah.
at least we know, because people ask that question all the time. And it's like, I have no idea. I was born and raised in Texas, but it's the Railroad Commission that does oil and gas.
Yeah.
But it used to do railroads.
They did railroads after oil was discovered at Spindletop Hill in 1902.
Well, I was born in Beaumont, so that was my hometown. There you go.
So after that, the railroads actually took over regulation because oil was transported on the railroad.
Did you know that? I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
I did not know that. Well, here you go. Another Ed McMahon moment. Now, don't forget, KETK News and Fox 51 is your home for this year's elections. You can always find the latest information on our website. That's easttexasmatters.com. So once again, before we go tonight, I want everybody to know what's one thing you want to stress before we say goodnight.
Probably just to make sure you're checking the dates and the times for early voting, and then also checking the list of polling locations for Election Day.
Yeah, that, and educate yourself before you go vote.
Exactly, because again, I'm just going to say, people get in touch with us going, I don't know what to do. Well, know what to do. You've got 2 weeks of early voting, and then the big day, just in case you miss early voting, is going to be March the 3rd. Let's get those times once again. Times you can vote.
So early voting this week through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturday, 7 to 7, Sunday, 12 to 5, next Monday through Friday, 7 to 7.
It's even better.
And then Election Day is on March 3rd on Tuesday, 7 to 7.
7 to 7. So folks, you know, there's no excuse. Go vote. Don't vote early and often. Just vote one time, but be informed, okay? Ladies, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Appreciate you. This has been our KETK Digital Special.